Hello, my name is David Ades. I'm a certified professional life coach specializing in the recovery from narcissistic abuse. Today's video is meant to help you take just one step towards the final goal of recovering from narcissistic abuse. That final goal, of course, being getting yourself back. The difficulty of suffering narcissistic abuse, the difficulty of recovering from it, the difficulty of surviving it, is you've really lost yourself. And in order to get back in touch with the part of yourself that is lost, and I'll get to that in a moment, you might have to become a bit of a psychologist unto yourself. You might have to follow symptoms and make interpretations of what you're dealing with. You might have to trace down pain in your body, like somatic symptoms. You might have to, in any specific sense, it's all about, more generally, opening your arms to whatever yourself has to offer you. Whatever happens to be appearing in your conscious mind and your conscious sense of your body and your conscious relationship with the world and others and your body and your mind, yourself, sleep, so on and so forth, whatever happens to be appearing, the practice of recovering from narcissistic abuse, the practice of enlightenment, the practice of liberating yourself psychologically, whether you've suffered narcissistic abuse or not, is the practice of opening your arms a little bit wider to whatever is informing you of its presence, whether you like it or not, whether it's preferable to you or not, whether it's convenient or not. I want to stress, I don't want to make you stressed, but I want to stress the point that the work of recovering from narcissistic abuse is the work of psychological liberation. It's the work of the pursuit of enlightenment, self-actualization, self-realization. It's no different from what other human beings who are aspirational, it's no different from what they go through. It might be a little bit more involved, intense, and dare I say desperate. Like you have to really offer yourself a degree of witnessing and analysis and interpretation and compassion that someone who hasn't suffered narcissistic abuse might not really have to do. So it might be different, as it is different for each individual anyway, but it's a part of what every aspirational human being is going through anyway. So, this includes becoming something of a psychologist unto yourself. You've got to track down the essence, your inner voice, your true self, your spirit, your soul, if you prefer. This is the thing precisely that the narcissist grips, and they shimmy it out of your entity, of your being, of your bones, and they say, oh, you're not going to need this, and they throw it underground, and they bury it beneath the earth, under layers and layers of sediment, a layer of guilt, a layer of shame, a layer of anxiety. Not just a layer of anxiety. Anxiety, how do you say, pervades all of the layers. Frustration pervades all of the layers. Confusion pervades all of the layers. I think the sheer bewilderment and confoundment, if that's the correct word, that comes along with dealing closely with a narcissist, I think that's a less often touched upon part of narcissistic abuse, the part that is akin to being a cartoon character that gets hit in the face so hard that their head spins 1,000 times. Dealing closely with a narcissist is like that. Whoa, like what just happened? And that also pervades all of the layers. And all of these layers, the narcissist buries your essence under all of these layers that amount to a mountain of grief. A narcissist is a walking, talking mountain of unprocessed grief, ungrieved material. And it's like the narcissist believes that if they can transfer that to you, and everything that comes along with it, everything that comes along with the grieving process, and the inability to get through it, and the guilt over as if you're the one who is responsible for the grief in the first place. If the narcissist can transfer all of this to you, they might be free. This never works, of course, which is why a narcissist can, behave narcissistically with 1,000 people, and it just continues. It is a confounding conundrum. It's a confounding conundrum. The narcissist is a question mark. Which makes, by the way, the hunt for the narcissist, trying to pin them down and make sense of them, or make sense of narcissism in general, it makes it not entirely a futile effort, but it is a separate cause from tracking down your essence. If you're tracking down the narcissist and tracking down narcissism, you're still somewhat playing into the hand of narcissism, playing into the hand of the narcissist. Part of my goal is to walk the thin line between, are we talking about tracking down your essence, and that happens to implicate the narcissist to some extent, so we will touch on him or her to that degree, and we will clarify narcissism to that degree, so we can, as a means to an end to tracking down your essence? Or are we talking about narcissism because this type of abuse gives you an obsession with who he or she is, the narcissist, and what they've done, and what it is, and how do you place this? And it's like you're trying to get your essence back from the narcissist, and if you can learn enough about them, you'll be able to pry yourself from their hands. This is why this fixation on narcissism and maybe the narcissist from your life is a separate cause from tracking down your essence, because you're not going to get yourself back from the narcissist. Not only are they not interested in unearthing the thing that they buried, they are also, I'm going to use the word confounding again, confoundingly aloof to what they've done. Most of the time, a narcissist is like a criminal who commits a criminal act right in front of you, and you can say, hey, I just saw you do that. Why did you do that? Look at what you did. And the narcissist really, legitimately feels and behaves like, I didn't notice that. I didn't do that. Are you sure you didn't do that? So you're not going to get it from the narcissist. You're not going to find anyone there who can give yourself back to you or cares to anyway. So you've got to direct attention where the attention belongs, which is on the connection between you and yourself. And to the extent that that implicates the narcissism, then that has to be dealt with along the way. So, part of the becoming a psychologist unto yourself, or maybe the entire thing, and the thing that makes someone who's recovering from narcissistic abuse similar to anyone who is aspirational, part of this kind of, I hesitate to say game, like attempt to reach higher levels of humanhood, however you say, individuation, sorry, not individualization. Sorry, Carl Jung. Individuation is a Jungian term. Part of this is tracking down something that you're relatively out of touch with. The narcissist buries your essence, just like in the regular aspirational human being. Parts of them that they need are also, they're relatively out of touch with. So they're trying to get in touch with their subconscious mind. They're trying to dig deeper into themselves. That's what all of us are trying to do. Anyone who cares, anybody who's aspirational. So, tracking down symptoms, defense mechanisms, things that I may have mentioned earlier, somatic symptoms, mental symptoms, things that come up between you and other people, moments where you get triggered, pain points about your life, tracing them down like a trail of breadcrumbs, so you might be able to let go of the symptom and let go of this part of you that was either clinging to you or you were unconsciously clinging to you can let go and realize that you're not quite that. You're something deeper than that or beyond that. The way that... so here's where I transition to... This is my smooth transition, by the way. Calling out my own transition. The way that I'm offering that you might be able to establish another means of communication or fortify the means of communication that you might already have with your essence that might be speaking to you through symptoms is through a tool called active imagination. It's a Jungian tool. So I'm just going to kind of throw the exercise at you. I need you to allow your mind, request from your mind an image for what the place that your true self is trapped in, what that is like. So, for example, I come to coaching, I'm a survivor of narcissistic abuse, I hear that prompt, I close my eyes, I say, well, what came to my mind is like a prison cell. What came to my mind is like a desert. It's like my true self is alone in the desert, or it's like it's in the ocean and the waves keep washing over me. Ask your mind to generate an image for what it's like for you to be dealing with this. Like the metaphor is the important layer here. The simile. It's like I'm wearing tons of weights and I can't move. It's like I'm being washed over by waves. It's like I'm on fire. It's like something can't express itself. It's like I'm gagged or I'm stuck in a spider's web. Ask your mind to generate a metaphor, an image, a simile for the abuser, him or herself. Well, they're like an alien who came to colonize my mind. They're like a thief who broke into my house. They're like a monster. Could be anything. What we're trying to do is get in touch with a less conscious part of yourself, namely the thing that is responsible for generating images in your mind. You can choose to call upon images, kind of consciously make use of your imagination, but your imagination is also a thing unto itself, an aspect, a face of your essence. So if you can open the bridge, if you can bridge the gap, if you can open the channel between you and your imagination, that's one way that your essence can communicate into your conscious mind. You don't force the image to come up. You don't try to do anything with it. That's why I phrased the prompt so intentionally. You ask your mind, you let your mind paint a picture for you. The prompt that I actually use in my coaching sessions is most often, if you were a painter and you were tasked with painting a picture that successfully conveyed the feeling of, what the abuser is like, or what the place is that your essence is right now, or what it's like for you to deal with this, what would you have to paint? Such that upon viewing it, I would say, wow, like, whoa, that's you? Man, I get that. I see the colors, or I see the detail, or I see the figures that represent really what's going on with you. And this is what we're doing. We're tracking down representations of something that we're relatively out of touch with. That's why symptoms are interpreted, because they are representations of something beneath the surface. Defense mechanisms, coping strategies, compulsive behaviors, relational patterns, dream material are representations of something. Active imagination is one way you're going to get a representation. You're knocking on the door of the representative of representations, and you're saying, hey, can I have an image for this or this or this? Coach David told me I need an image for this or this or this. I'm not going to judge what you give me. And I'm speaking from your perspective, like, hey, imagination, I'm not going to judge what you give me. I'm not going to try to control it. It's like a dream. You've got to let it take shape, and it might change over time, or it might stay the same. You let it do that. If you can't get an image itself, then use just a simile phrase like, it's like this, it feels like this, it's like I'm this, it's like they did this, it's like my essence is there. and you might use anything you can get your hands on from your mind. You might get your hands on it, honor it, and use it as creative inspiration. Write it into a poem, or maybe just journal it. If you're creative in any way, if you can give expression to what you get from your own mind, this is you attempting to bridge the gap. It's like your imagination, your essence, through your imagination sends you like a partial message, and you're trying to interpret it and hold space for it and let, oh, what did they mean? What did they mean? And if you can flesh it out, you might just discover what they mean. And if you can successfully interpret the meaning that your essence has to offer, well, that is recovering the ability to look to yourself as an authority figure, as a guiding figure, as a decision maker, as intuition, as instinct, for boundaries, for your needs, for what you like, for what you're good at, and the list goes on and on and on. If you have any questions about this exercise, if I missed anything, or if something is unclear, let me know in the comments below. If you want my help personally, click the first link in the description below to schedule a free discovery call with me. You can also click the second link in the description below to take a free narcissistic abuse recovery quiz. Visit my website, coachdavidades.com, to read about my coaching. Subscribe to this channel if you want to see more. Like this video if you do like it, and I will talk to you soon.